What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk about a lot of different things. Deliveries, catalysts, what is actually happening in the market, everything. At the end as well, I'll do a little bit of technical analysis. But before I get into any of that, all I ask, smash a thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel significantly. For those that are new to the channel, I do daily videos on trending stocks, crypto, I do it all. So definitely subscribe. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom screen. Greatly appreciate that. I will be starting to do weekly live streams for members only, so even more of an incentive for you to sign up. So definitely take a look. With that said, let's get right into it. So quite a lot I do want to cover in today. First and foremost, I do want to go over what is causing so much fear in the market, and it's this: Evergrande. So the China property developer is defaulting on its first round of debt payments. So overall, that is a very big concern for the broader market, and more specifically on Lucid. So you can see this is the after hours, what happened yesterday. In case you didn't know, Lucid did announce a proposed convertible senior note offering, so maturing in 2026, so a good time frame from now. This did cause a lot of fear within Lucid. I mean, as you can tell based on this, the after hours, a massive sell-off. And not only that, look at this. This is the intraday chart from today. Nothing good. No bounces, very little support on any front. But there is a lot of things behind that, again, largely because of the broader market, but there is a lot of overreaction, in my opinion, because of Lucid. And as you can tell based on the tickers, live tickers right now, you see Lucid, NIO, and Tesla. Lucid is down 17.4%, whereas NIO and Tesla are down roughly about 3 to 6%. So there, in my opinion, is a massive overreaction, but I'm going to talk a little bit more on that. So just my own opinion on this, as far as their offering, I am for it 100%, because all of us who invested in Lucid know they have huge growth plans. How do you think they're going to get these growth plans? They need money, they need capital, and this is 1.7 billion. They can do a lot of good things when it comes to that. Keep in mind, by 2024, they do want a fully functioning Saudi Arabia facility, which could cost up to about 3 billion. So again, there is a lot of desire when it comes to the need for capital. Not only that, they do want to open up a facility in China by 2025. Again, you need a lot of capital. So this is how I see things. Ultimately, if you do believe in Lucid and its long-term growth plans, you would actually have no issue with this whatsoever. If anything, you just consider this a buying opportunity. Also, keeping in line with Lucid and more additional fear, and as you can see on the intraday chart, nothing, no bounces, no support, I do want to talk on this. So SEC. So ultimately, SEC's Gary Gensler seeks to provide a level playing field for all SPACs, or between SPACs, I should say. Ultimately, they're saying that the SPACs do provide incomplete information and insufficient protection against conflicts of interest and fraud. So I'm not saying Lucid is guilty of fraud whatsoever, but they are looking for more of a level playing field. And keep in mind, Lucid and CCIV was not the only one to have this investigation. There is a lot of SPACs that do undergo this. It's typically, in my opinion, just a routine check by the SEC. Clearly, there's more and more SPACs out there that do provide insufficient information for a lot of investors. That's where people turn sour. As soon as the general population starts to lose money because of fraud and things like that, whether it's just one SPAC, that one SPAC causes a domino effect. And in reality, that is what is happening with Lucid. Lucid's getting carried away with this. And yes, there is some merit to as far as the allegations against Lucid about them starting and saying that there's going to be deliveries in the spring of 2021, which later got pushed back. Initially as well in 2021, it was supposed to be 6,000, got reduced down to 577, and then 520. So ultimately, there is some merit again to this incomplete information and insufficient protection against fraud and so forth. It's one of those things, in my opinion, again, it's just more short-term noise for Lucid, and it's just a SPAC component of that, right? But regardless, this is one of the attributes that is causing a lot of additional fear within Lucid. And I'm sure a lot of Lucid investors are now just waiting for a lawsuit to pop up saying fraud allegations. If you have X amount of losses, come see us. Again, there was one or two that did already pop up. In reality, I think those are just the firms that do it in a general spam to everyone and anyone, most likely just to get additional money. But regardless, I did want to cover a lot of the facts that is actually causing a lot of downtrend when it comes to Lucid. Now, I do want to talk on some good news, deliveries. So day by day change. You can see Bears Workshop based on Twitter. I did actually follow up with him and asked when that was actually from, and it looks like a day by day change. They did add an additional 42 vehicles for delivery. 42 from yesterday to today, that is huge. showing most likely that we already are technically at the 520. Basing on October 30th, there are 2 delivery events, other pictures and flyby videos by Bear's Workshop. In reality, I do see us being at the 520, which is a very strong catalyst. Unfortunately, there's a lot of negatives, like I said, that is causing Lucid to go down and probably not fully appreciate this as much as it can and should be worth. Keep that in mind when you are investing, and Lucid, in my opinion, is still one of those companies that you need to buy the dip. And finally, I want to cap it off with some more good news. Queen herself, Cathie Woods, and I'll just summarize this basically, and obviously just take what I want from it, is EVs. EVs, there's an increasing preference for electric vehicles versus used cars. And she does say that that's going to be a concern within the broader economy. But in reality, coming from an investor in Lucid, this is all I care about, that there's an increasing preference for EV vehicles. That is key. And there's other points on here that you should read through of more for the broader economy, not necessarily just for Lucid. But again, that is it. With that, I do want to top it off with a little bit of technical analysis. So $36.50 down 18.28% as of right now. 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages, as well as Bollinger Bands. So overall, just looking at this is going to be bad. RSI, stochastic, and momentum as far as indicators. Right now, despite everything though, it's not down as much as it is. So momentum indicator, number of buyers are physically still entering in. It is reducing a little bit though. Right now, there's a little bit of a deviation on the stochastic. So red line is above the black, showing that there is a little bit of a bearish sentiment. RSI is currently at 39, starting to dip a little bit. Again, anything around 30 or lower is a huge buying opportunity. And looking on the actual chart, we're technically below the 50-day moving average. That is very, very bad news in reality. And not only that, we are currently outside the Bollinger Band. So given the circumstances, whenever a stock or asset goes outside the Bollinger Band, it usually does 9 times out of 10 bounce back in. Usually it's an overreaction. But given all the news as far as Evergrande, there's the SEC subpoena, there's also the convertible senior notes offering, there's a lot of things that is all combining together to keep us most likely outside the Bollinger Band. Typically, again, that is a very bearish sentiment. So overall, looking at this, very negative. And looking at this right now, so the resistance and support levels, right now we have 46, 47, and 50. On the contrary though, first, second, and third support levels, we are all below them. We broke past all the support. That, unfortunately, is very key and very pivotal. One thing as well I do want to bring up that could be an attributing factor and cause us to go down a little bit more based on that is, keep in mind, a lot of people did buy in and still at a significant profit. People want to take profits when there is an 18% down day. They get very fearful and they want to take as much profits as they can. So just keep that in mind at the end of the day as well. That's going to be another attributing factor on top of everything I just mentioned as far as negatives. So overall, to summarize, there is a lot of negatives, not just with Lucid, but the broader market, more specifically as well with just Lucid. There's a lot of things going on. Also, good news as well. So as far as deliveries, good news as far as EV preference over used cars per se. And one final thing I do want to bring to your attention, again, I have been covering that in the last couple of videos, block volume. So last column, if you haven't already noticed that, currently 3.2 million shares is being purchased today by institutions. They are taking advantage of this 18% down day. And again, if you compare that with NIO and Tesla and so forth, Lucid blows everything through the roof. Lucid has huge volume, whereas if you actually look at NIO and Tesla, technically those are below their averages. When it comes to Lucid though, we are almost twice as much, 105 million shares being traded today, whereas the average is 51. And again, 3.2 million shares from institutions being purchased today. So overall, just want to give you that summary. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things, everything. With that said, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below and what you are doing, whether you've been buying, selling, holding. If this 18% scared you and you sold out, let me know. If you haven't already, smash the thumbs up and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom screen. Greatly appreciate that. With all that said, appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.